Hey everybody, I'm Mike DeSepoli and welcome to the Heritage Market Minute for Tuesday, June 29th, 2021. Markets are flat today, coming off of all-time highs in the session yesterday. And with a couple days left to go before the 4th of July holiday, there's not much on the economic calendar to move markets this week. As we did discuss last week, it's not uncommon to see some volatility into the end of a quarter as investment managers start to reshuffle their portfolios and position and prepare themselves for Q3. We're looking like a winning quarter here in Q2 unless something catastrophic happens over the next couple days. Markets have really firmed up nicely. We've started to see that leadership emerge from the growth side of the market, and things are starting to look very similar to us like they did last summer when it was a great environment to own growth and tech stocks. As far as news around the world today, there's not a lot to discuss. We do see something interesting in the air travel space. United Airlines put in a very large order for more airplanes from Boeing and Airbus. So if you were wondering about how travel and leisure is looking, how is that sector looking in the projections going forward, clearly United sees something that is encouraging as they see a need for a lot more aircraft in their fleet. So that's something worth noting, that travel is really coming back and airlines expect it to really come back in a big way this summer. Another thing that was noteworthy in the news is the bank stress test. Now, for those of you unaware, every June, the major banks, as well as a lot of regional banks, undergo stress testing. This was a byproduct of the financial crisis. This was metrics that they came up with to try to identify problems on bank balance sheets before a problem actually exists. So what they do is they put these banks through a lot of adverse hypothetical scenarios to see how the banks would perform given the assets on their balance sheet and the risk that's also on their balance sheet. And happy to report, as has been the case for many years in a row now, all the banks passed the stress test, which gives them the flexibility to use their capital as they see fit. If any banks had gone through the stress test and did not have good results, the Federal Reserve would put certain restrictions on the assets on their balance sheet to make sure that they're shored up in the event of a problem. So that's good to see. The market likes to see that. That tells us that the financial system is strong, and we expect it to continue to be so. Another thing we're seeing a lot of talk about is a new infrastructure, bipartisan infrastructure package, $973 billion. Biden is taking the show on the road to talk about this plan and try to garner the support that they will need to pass this through the Senate. So again, there's a lot of stuff in there. You got to read through the details, but I think we all can agree that infrastructure is a good place to put money to work right now for America, to rebuild what infrastructure that we have that's damaged, and of course prepare ourselves for the future. And it could also be a good jobs creator, so that is something that bears watching as well. As far as economic news this week, we don't expect to hear a lot. There's no earnings reports on tap, so if you have any questions, we ask you, always reach out to us, talk to us about the things that matter. That whatever's on your mind, we're here to discuss. We thank you for tuning in. We'll be back later this week with the Heritage Market Pulse. We hope you have a great day.